The Fox and the Hunter. The wren is the most cunning bird, for he builds a nest with 2 openings. If an enemy approaches, the wren can escape the other way. The fox is clever like that too. He can easily outsmart anyone, and you'll see what I mean when I tell you a tale about a hunter named Seamus. He told me this story himself, and Seamus never, ever told a lie. One evening, Seamus returned to his cabin, and he was very, very tired. He had been out all day shooting birds with some other hunters. Seamus lived on the edge of the big woods, with his dogs as his only companions. Seamus threw some wood on the fire to make the cabin toasty warm, and then he had a small supper and smoked his pipe. He felt so weary that he went to bed early. However, he didn't fall asleep right away. Instead, he watched the fire crackling merrily in the fireplace. Well, he was simply lying there when, all of a sudden, a fox boldly slipped into the room through the dog door. Then he crossed the wood floor and sat down in front of the dancing flames. Now, all of the dogs were far away at that moment, deep in the woods, hunting rabbits and having a wonderful time. It seemed that the fox already knew this. That's why he so fearlessly poked his nose, and then his whole body, inside the cabin. Well, Seamus was afraid to move since he didn't want to frighten the fox away. All he could do was watch. However, he could hardly keep his temper when he saw the fox pick up his pipe. Just as natural as any man would, the fox dipped the pipe into the fire, lit it, and began to smoke. "Aye, curses you, you long-haired thief," said Seamus. "Smoking me pipe, are you? Oh, if I had me gun, you'd be getting another kind of fire and smoke, and I'd bet you wouldn't like that." Even though Seamus was now bold enough to talk, he still didn't move. He hoped the dogs would soon come home. "Aye, if one of me dogs comes in, nothing will save you then, me lad." Seamus kept watching. The fox was distracted because he was shaking ashes out of the pipe. The hunter thought that, after warming himself and having a smoke, the fox might soon sneak away. "Faith and begorra, as clever as you are, I won't let you get away that easily, me lad." Suddenly, Seamus made a mad dash out of bed, and in the blink of an eye, he was in front of the door, cutting off the fox's escape. "Aha, me dear fox, your goose is cooked. Maybe you can outwit the dogs in the hunt, but I will have great joy in seeing me dogs get at you here. 'Twas a foolish move, you red-furred thief, that you dared enter this house." Seamus put his fingers to his mouth and let out a loud whistle. The fox eyeballed him the whole time, and he said, "Sure, and you think yourself a great hunter, but it's a bold promise that your dogs will have fun with me. I'd be sorry to see a slow-witted bog-trotter like yourself get the better of me, and I'm sure I can convince you it's best to let me go." With that, the fox turned towards the hunter's boots, and what do you think he did then, me friends? Why, he picked one up, trotted over to the fire, and threw it into the orange flames. "Aye, that will make you think twice about keeping me prisoner," said the fox. "Oh, you scoundrel!" screamed the hunter. "But I won't be changing me mind, laddie. The boot may burn to blackest ash, but I won't budge." With a smile, Seamus whistled again, twice as loud as before, and then he yelled for his dogs, too. So that isn't enough," said the fox. "Perhaps I should try persuading you again." So he picked up the other boot and threw it into the roaring flames. "Now, Mr. Boot," said the fox, "you may keep your friend company." He looked at the hunter with a glint in his eye. "Arg, you black-hearted devil," yelled the hunter. "Nice try, but I won't be moving one toe until a dog comes through this door. Your fur is worth more than any boot. I can already imagine money in me pocket for your shiny coat." The hunter was about to whistle a third time when the fox sat up and put his paws to his mouth. Even though Seamus was very angry, he couldn't help but laugh hysterically at the fox making fun of him. Foxes can act cute when they want to. However, this fox wasn't being funny. Rather, he was trying to gain time. While Seamus was laughing, the fox thought to himself, "Aye, without a doubt I need to be going. Now I must quit this foolishness and quickly convince this dim-witted fellow. He might not be sorry to lose his boots, but I bet I can get him to leave that door soon." So, me friends, what do you think the fox did next? Seamus told me this himself, and he hardly believed his own eyes. This time, instead of throwing something into the flames, the fox took a burning piece of wood out of the blazing fire and ran towards the hunter's bed. Greatly surprised, Seamus yelled out, "Aye now, you no good varmint! Burning me out of house and home, are you? Curses upon your red hide!" He dashed at the fox to keep him from getting to his target, but this was exactly what the fox had hoped for. Dropping the burning stick, the fox zigged while the hunter zagged, and then with one jump, he zipped through the dog door and made his escape. However, the fox did reappear, if but for a moment. Seamus didn't like to say it, but the fox poked his head back inside and sneered. Each tooth shone brightly in the firelight. The fox was laughing. He stuck out his tongue and said, "Never think you can outfox a fox, me lad." And then, like the crackle and pop of wood in the fireplace, he vanished. Oh, and I know this story 'tis true, for I heard the same thing from me friend, the fox!